I'm Cadet Captain Sarah Jones for the Mighty Tiger Battalion. I'm a senior here at Jim Hill High School, and I am honored to be your 2022 Veterans Mistress of Ceremony. Please stand for the posting of colors, the national anthem, which will be sung by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Kaylin O'Banner, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Our color guard is commanded by Cadet Command Sergeant Major Omarion Brockington, who will recite the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Kaylin O'Banner, who will recite the Cadet Creed.
Colors up, left face, present colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly screaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet waves for the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Cadets, please assist me in reciting the Cadet Creed. I am an Army Junior ROTC Cadet. I will always conduct myself to bring credit to my family, country, school, and course of cadets. I am loyal and patriotic. I am the future of the United States of America. I do not lie, cheat, or steal, and always be accountable for my actions and deeds. I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body. I will seek the mantle of leadership and stand prepared to uphold the Constitution and American way of life. May God grant me the strength to always live by this creed. Whoa.
Now, let's welcome our superb award-winning choir, who will sing a selection, and after they will be followed by Cadet Major Timothy Bronson, who will be giving the history of Veterans Day.
Anybody here would stand for the master? I'll stand. Anybody here would stand for the master? I'll stand. I'll stand. No, I will stand up for the Lord, 'cause I made the Lord my choice. So if nobody else will stand for the master, I'll stand. I'll stand. Stand up for the master. Stand up for the Lord. Stand in the power of Jesus Christ with my shield and sword. If I don't stand for Jesus, I'll fall for it. You never bring. So nobody else will stand for the master. I'll stand. I'll stand. Stand up for the master.
Cadet Major Timothy Brunson, the training officer for the Mighty Tiger Battalion, and I am a junior here at Jim Hill High School, and I will be giving you the history of Veterans Day. World War I, also known as the Great War, was officially concluded on the 11th hour of the 11th day of November at 11 a.m. in 1918. On November 11th of the following year, President Woodrow Wilson declared that day as Armistice Day in honor of peace. The first celebration using the term Veterans Day occurred in Birmingham, Alabama in 1947. In 1954, Congress passed a bill that President Eisenhower signed proclaiming November 11th to be Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been given the esteemed honor of providing an overview of the history of our fallen comrades. You may have noticed the small table is set for one. It is reserved for our fallen comrades in arms. This symbolizes that they are with us here in spirit. We should never forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call and served to the cause of freedom in a special way. We are ever mindful that the sweetness of enduring peace has always been tainted by the bitterness of personal sacrifice. We are compelled to never forget that while we enjoy our daily pleasures, there are others who have endured the agonies of pain, deprivation, and death. The table is round to show our everlasting concern for our fallen comrades. The tablecloth is white to symbolize the purity of their motives when serving the call to duty. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each of our fallen comrades and the loved ones and friends of these comrades who kept the faith. The vase is tied with a red ribbon, a symbol of our continued determination to remember our fallen comrades. A slice of lemon on the bread plate is to remind us of the bitter fate of those who will never return. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears endured by the families of those who have sacrificed it all. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain those lost from our country, founded as one nation under God. The glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share this evening toast. The chair is empty because they are no longer with us. The lighting of this candle serves to remind us of the ultimate sacrifice our fallen comrades and their families have made to preserve the precious freedom we all cherish today. As a small tribute, I ask that we all take a moment of silence as an expression of our gratitude to those who have sacrificed for us. Thank you.
I am Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Tykeria Smith, the Logistics Officer for our JROTC Brigade Staff and Special Assistant to the Senior Army Instructor, also known as the SAI or the Tiger Battalion. I am a senior here at Jim Hill High School, and I am truly elated to introduce our guest speaker, Colonel Retired Paul L. Willis. Colonel Willis was a distinguished graduate of the ROTC program at Alcorn State University. In May of 1979, he was commissioned a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Transportation Corps. Colonel Willis retired from active duty on August 1, 2004, after serving over 25 years. Upon retirement from active duty, he assumed the position as Director of Army Instruction, Jackson Public Schools, and served in this role for 17 years, retiring on June 30, 2021. During his active duty career, Colonel Willis served in locations across the U.S. and overseas, including the first Persian Gulf War, Operation Desert Shield, and Operation Desert Storm. He also held a variety of command and staff positions, which accumulated as Commander, Eastern Region, ROTC, U.S. Army Cadet Command, Fort Knox, Kentucky. As Director of Army Instruction, Jackson Public Schools, Colonel Willis provided leadership and oversight for the largest JROTC program in the state of Mississippi, which had an average enrollment exceeding 1,800 cadets with an average high school rate of 95%, and nearly 100% of graduates were formally accepted to high school institutions of higher learning, with annual scholarship offerings averaging $3.5 million. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our guest speaker, Colonel Retired Paul L. Willis.
And let me say a heartfelt thanks to all of our veterans. Today is Veterans Day. It's a time when people across the entire United States take time out to pause and reflect on the service and contributions of our veterans. As a veteran myself, I know the service and sacrifice that has been provided. And saying thank you is hardly enough, but it's the best that we can do right now. So I sincerely thank our veterans for everything that you have done. Some of you are going to become veterans. There's no doubt about it. And when your turn comes up, I'm sure you'll answer the call. So as we pause to remember the sacrifices of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardmen, we want to reflect on all that our nation stands for and all of our soldiers who, many of them, are currently in harm's way as we speak. The freedoms that we enjoy today is being paid for and has been paid for by the service of our veterans. We honor American veterans who serve so faithfully and honorably. Through their sacrifice, they have secured for millions of others the blessings of freedom, democracy, and the unmatched opportunity that we enjoy in the United States today. Whatever our future is going to be is wrapped up in you. You're not going to be 15, 16 forever. You're going to matriculate through this great school, and you're going to go on to higher education, and you're going to go on to other callings in your life. And you will be the ones that we are going to depend on and count on to continue our freedom. Respect, discipline, a strong work ethic, physical fitness. If you do that, you're well on your way. You know, you could make it even simpler. If you pay attention to those words and just do what the creed says, you're well on your way to success. And I want you students to remember, don't take for granted the freedoms that we enjoy. It's paid for by the service and sacrifice of our veterans. So we owe our veterans a deep gratitude of thanks and respect. Thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful life.
I am Cadet First Lieutenant Markendria Brown, the Logistical Officer for the Tiger Battalion and a sophomore here at Jim Hill High School. Who are veterans? Veterans are men and women who, for many reasons, don the uniform of our country to stand between freedom and dictatorship, to take up the sword of justice in defense of the liberties we hold dear, to preserve peace and to calm the winds of war. The title veteran must be earned. It is a title endowed by a grateful nation on citizens whose shoulders were broad enough to carry the weight of our common defense. It is a title that speaks of compassion and heartbreak in the wake of the terrible cost of war. And it is a title that speaks for the love of our country and of a belief in America's goodness and our strength. But as much as they may differ by gender, race, age, national origin, or profession, they share a common love for our great nation. A love great enough to put their very own lives on the line, if needed, to guarantee the way of love we enjoy today and to secure that way of life for tomorrow's generations. Those who have served in our nation in the uniform are the best people our society has to offer. We owe them our full support and our sincerest thanks. America's veterans did not shrink from battle. They did not yield to fear. They did not abandon their cause. All too often, they paid the ultimate price. By their example of courage under fire, they raised up a new nation inspired by the dignity of the common man, a nation blessed with heroes and heroes' dreams, our veterans.
Will all veterans come forward and receive your gifts? Elijah Richardson, PFC E3. Patrick Davis, E2. John Oliver, E5. David Hall, Staff Sergeant, E6. Major Branch. First Sergeant Gail Anderson. Master Sergeant Carlos Parker. Colonel Frederick Brown. Lieutenant Colonel Raymond Leonard. Let's give our veterans a round of applause. This concludes our JROTC cadre, the Tiger Battalion staff, cadets, choir, and band.
Colonel Leonard, Sergeant Parker, and Sergeant Anderson, thank you for putting this program together for us on today. And Major Branch, I know you were somewhere in the mix because you're in the mix all over Jim Hill High School. Also, Colonel Willis, I'm sure during Colonel Willis's time at Jackson Public Schools, we received well over $100 million for families. That's right, over $100 million for scholars and families in our community. And sir, I salute you not only for your service and what you've done to protect our freedoms, but I also thank you for providing opportunities for our children and people in our community to become free. So it was a dual purpose, fighting for our freedoms and then providing us with financial support so that we can earn our freedom. At Jim Hill High School, we love and appreciate all of our veterans, those who have served, those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. And Colonel Willis and students, if you want to see respect, discipline, strong work ethic, and very healthy spirits in our school, then students, you can attest to the daily activities that you see with Colonel Leonard, Sergeant Parker, Major Branch, as well as Sergeant Anderson. They embody what Colonel Willis is asking of you. If you need a person or people that you can, who are tangible for you, that you can touch, then look no further than the leaders in our building.
JROTC has been here for approximately 86 years, and we stand proud. We stand proud to honor our veterans, and we stand proud to all the sacrifices that they have made for you and I and all of our ancestors. So we challenge you as JROTC students, and not just JROTC students, but all the students in this high school and all other 6 high schools. We need you, but I want you to leave here today asking yourself, who needs you? The world needs you. You are our future leaders. Who needs you? It's the price of freedom. Thank God. God bless America, and we appreciate all of you for coming here today. Thank you.